In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And oh boy, was there light. At this point, I think it's been woven into culture that Super Mario Bros. Not just single-handedly started what is known as the platformer genre, but also breathed life back into the video game market, which at that time was the likelihood of a complete collapse. And Nintendo was there with their shiny Nintendo Entertainment System, slap a giant band-aid over the industry with the flagship title like Super Mario or The Legend of Zelda or Kirby or Metroid and countless other games that would go on to sell millions of units in their inexpensive franchises. Due to this, a small company named Sega was producing the Master System, which was not as popular as the NES, but still successful in its own right. When the Genesis rolled around in 1989, Sega realized their mascot Alex Kidd was, well, in all honesty, he was kind of shite, so they needed a new flag waver to even try to contend with Nintendo. Somewhere along the line, concept art was drawn up around Teddy Roosevelt in pajamas, which should look familiar to anyone who knows this guy. Yeah, no one really knows who this is, so let me explain. Some Sega dude is bored at McDonald's, so he drew a picture of a hedgehog and like a napkin or something, and then called him Mr. Needlemouse. Yeah, he was probably high. Anyways, some corporate suits looks at this drawing and spices it up by giving the syringe rat some Michael Jackson red shoes, a shit-eating grin, and changing skin color to blue. Hey man, blue lives matter. So anyways, in 1991, Sega finally released Sonic the Hedgehog, and it kicked ass. Sure, I could point out a bunch of flaws in like the game design stuff, but no one cares for critical analysis, everyone just cares for crazy loop-de-loops. Whoa! Whatever, say what you will about the original Sonic, and I can go on for, hours and hours, but the point is that this is the mascot of Sega now. This was the guy who was going to tell Mario to go fuck himself. Of course, Nintendo wasn't going to take this lying down. They released titles on their super shiny new Super Nintendo, like Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, and Super Metroid. Yeah, you can probably see the pattern here. And henceforth, the console war had begun. It mostly happened through commercials, like Sega attacking Nintendo or talking about how cooler and more radical Sonic is, or showing how Nintendo is for gay nerds and Sega's for the cool kids. So yeah, Sega had some pretty cool commercials, and I guess part of the reason why they even stood a chance is because their advertising was, decent at very worst, and Nintendo's advertising was more like this.
出る出るゼルダの伝説出る出る出る出るついに出るゴージャス今度の冒険リアル君もすぐに体験憎いでやんすねこんちくしょう高画質の謎解きアクション戸惑うことなくのめり込もうもちのろんスーパーファミコン知らずと真剣勝負今宵もゼルダは最高潮スーパーファミコンゼルダの伝説ついに出る
But unfortunately, what comes up must come down. After the discontinuation of the Dreamcast in 2001, Sega switched to making software for the Xbox, the PS2, and Yeah, even the Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance, 'twas a depressing time for Sega and Sonic, formerly on the top of the world, as the brilliant Donkey would put it.
Flatlined. He went from up here to down here with fucking crack, and people started to forget that golden era.
Sonic was never good. It just never was that great.
They all want to have sex with Big the Cat.
So, after all those heated battles and duels, were the resulting console wars any good? Yeah, what the